চোখে দেয় চুম এই মন বোঝে না তোকে এই যৌবন যেন মৌবন মধুকর খোঁজে না তো মন ঘুম 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 চোখে দেয় চুম এই মন বোঝে না তোকে এই যৌবন যেন
Hey YouTube, this is Uncle Momo's music reaction channel where I provide my views on talented artists from around the world, both established artists and non-established artists. And I promise you that you won't be disappointed whatsoever. So why don't you come and join me in discovering amazing, talented artists and bringing it to the forefront of my channel for us to view. Now, my first reaction of today, we're going straight over to Coke Studio Bangla, and this particular artist is it Fairooz and Nazifa? I'm not so sure about Nazifa. Is that right? Am I saying it right? Nazifa. And it's got Shuvendu Das Shuvo. Is that the way you pronounce it? Shuvo. In the description page, apologies for my pronunciations. My pronunciation is absolutely rubbish. And it's not even getting any better. It's just getting any worse. But I do appreciate when you comment back and you break down in syllables how it should be pronounced. So thank you so much for that. And also thank you for your support in me reacting to Coke Studio. It is absolutely a fabulous channel. It really is. Now, in the description page, it says Ghum Ghum, which is the name of the song, is a jazzy take on a famous song from the film Ghuddi. Okay, is it Ghuddi or Ghuddi? Let me know about that as well. The original composer of the song, Lucky Akhand, is a visionary and a revolutionary for Bangla music, culture and industry. Okay, he transformed the musical landscape in Bangladesh and has inspired modern rock bands through his virtuosity, all of the bringing international accolades through Bangla music. Brilliant, love it. The inciting voice of, is it Shahnaz Rahmatullah, owned the world of the lyric and equally dominant was the performance of Suborna Mustafa, whose enchanting choreographed dancing and acting redefined the role of a woman's film. So this is not only singing, this is some dancing culture into it as well. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. Now look, everybody knows where I am, right? And everybody knows the difficulties that I've had with the internet problem, and it was very, very much impossible. It's impossible to upload. It really is. So I'm just trying. I'm just trying right now. So look, let's go straight into my first reaction of today, shall we? So, without further ado, you know what we're here for. Great vocabs and a damn good video audio music. Can you dig it?
Bangla, Season 2.
Season 2, bro. So this is proper old school jazz. You see the filter element, what's that called at the end? I only seen that used in like the 60s movies or the 70s movies, you know, the black and white movies. Gene Kelly and all that stuff. Ooh. Isn't it lovely? Chilled.
ঘুম 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 চোখে দেয় চুম এই মন বোঝে না তোকে এই যৌবন যেন মৌবন মধুকর খোঁজে না তো মন
Have I not reacted to her before?
ঘুম 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 চোখে দেয় চুম এই মন বোঝে না তোকে এই যৌবন যেন মৌবন মধুকর খোঁজে না তো মন
I'm going to stop it right there for a second. Sometimes I'm surprised by Coke Studio, but once you've reacted to a number of reactions like I have reacted to, the surprise element kind of settles down. because you know what you're going to expect from Coke Studio. Array of genre styles of music. That's the format. Array. It's not like one or two formats of certain genre styles of music. It's an array. And when I heard jazz, I didn't jump up and down and go, oh my gosh, jazz. Because it was, Coke Studio has slapped me into the right perspective of when they hear a genre style of music, it's like, okay, it's not surprising. Now let's hear it. You know? And so when I'm hearing this now, it is so jazz, but I didn't expect this kind of jazz. And then where I was expecting Fairooz to sing in English, because you heard the song. I was expecting someone to sing in English. I really was. And that's what threw me off. Ghum 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 Ghum, and it was just so lovely. It is really, really. This is from a film, but I'm sure there's a lot of Westerners that will appreciate what is happening right here, right now. And it's almost to a point where you listen to the song, and even though it's in a different language, your mind is feeling that it's in English. Does that make sense to you? I'm still expecting her to say something in English when I know it's not going to happen. Everything is lovely. What's the word? What's the word? It's soft but not soft. It's chilled but not chilled. It's very loungy. And when I mean loungy, it's like rather than you're in a bar, rather than standing up with a drink or whatever, you're sitting down in a lovely comfy sofa or something and having your best drink, you know? And the conversation is very, very low because the music takes precedence. So you're not speaking over the song, you're just having a normal conversation, but you're still transfixed on what's happening on the stage if you're in that bar. Does that make sense to you? So I'm loving this it's sub something. It's gone out of my brain. There is a particular word that I want to use and it's just out of my brain, totally. Maybe it's the sun. I'm gonna go back just a little bit, like little bit to about here. I think it's really like, the funny thing is it doesn't put me in trance. Oh man. You know that song, The Look of Love? It kind of reminds me of that. That kind of same kind of tempo and... I swear I've seen that before. Where's the dancing though? The music is familiar. So I tell you what would have been brilliant. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, innit? Instead of her doing that, more traditional, I wouldn't even know how she would have done that. But if there was more traditional in that riffs there, that would have sealed the deal for me. But I know there's going to be loads of people that this piece is blowing their freaking minds out because they will never have thought that it's coming from Coke Studio Bangla. This is lovely, man. And I love her vocals, man. Okay, you're beautiful.
ভুলে যায়
Have you got a ring on your finger?
এই বুকে সাগরের ঢেউ
I like the lampshades.
এই যৌবন যেন যৌবন মধুকর খোঁজে না তো মন চোখে দেয় চুম এই মন বোঝে না তো কেউ এই যৌবন যেন মৌবন মধুকর খোঁজে না তো মন
I love that.
চোখে দেয় চুম এই মন বোঝে না তো কেউ এই যৌবন যেন মৌবন মধুকর খোঁজে না তো মন
What was that 70s program? Was it the Love Boat? American program. See, like that, this part. I love the jazz element, but it could have been a value culture element if this riffs was in sort of like its native format. But overall, brilliant. Loved it. So that was Coke Studio Bangla Season 2. That's where we're on right about now. Now, the artists Fairooz Nazifa and Shuvendu Das Shuvo. Please let me know how close was I in getting it 100% wrong. I feel that I'm about to say 5% right on the pronunciations. Now let's go straight to the music itself. Not the vocals, the music. The music left me in a comfortable state of similarities. There were so many similarities within the structure of this song that you can compare it to a number of jazz songs out there. Certainly from the 70s and the 80s. It reminded me of so many different kind of films. The Love Boat, I think it's called The Love Boat, back in the 80s, an American film. And it was that kind of jazzy feel. Also, The Look of Love, you know. The look of love is in your eyes. Is in, you know, da da na 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 na. There's that kind of similarity of the tempo and the softness of the instruments that's incorporated into it. That's straight away. That was in my mind, that song. And there is a jazzy. There's about 6 or 7 jazz elements to that song. This with violins. The trumpets, the guitars. I'm not too sure if there was like any kind of sympathizers. I can never pronounce that word either. I didn't really see any percussions, but I certainly heard percussions in there. The whole element, really, really lovely. Like I said, it almost feels like if you was at a bar, you instead of standing up at the bar, having a conversation or standing up indeed having a conversation, you've been a lovely sofa and having a gentle conversation, a conversation of a low volume, because what takes precedence is this particular track. Now, the artists, the backing singers. Oh, they are beautiful backing singers. I love them and I adore them. They were absolutely amazing. The way how they complimented the lead singer was amazing. It wasn't overpowering. It was just below and just giving that warm comfort. If this was a drink, there will certainly be the ice, you know, just to keep everything chilled. So I love that. The vocalist, amazing. She's beautiful. She's modern. I mean, the piercing through her nose, that stands out like anything. And you're not going to get away with that. Don't get me wrong. Piercing of the nose is so traditional, is unreal. I think wow, what happened there? I think piercing of the nose is coming from India. Correct me if I'm wrong. It could be either China or India, but I think I've got a strong sense that piercing in itself, ears pierce and nose pierce, I think is coming from India. Don't get me wrong. There's all sorts of piercing of the nose from around the world, and they put all sorts of things in their nose. Let's get that out the way. But I'm talking about that traditional ear piercing and the piercing nose. I think it's coming from India. Please correct me on that one. I'm not too sure. I'm not 100% sure. I just think that it is. Her vocals with this mid-tone, low bass element, that comfort. She was definitely not coffee, not tea, but certainly cocoa. You know, that hot chocolate, that warmth with full milk. Yeah, you know, some people make hot chocolate with water. I love making hot chocolate with full milk. Yeah, so you can't go wrong. You know that with a little bit of grated nutmeg in there, that was it. That's what made me. She was that grated nutmeg element, and she just smashed it out the park. Her movements, she didn't need to do much because she let her vocals do all the talking. But it was that sexy pluralness about it, that lovely long gown, the way how she's feeling the microphone, the way how she was just oozing the vocals out rather than just belting out. It was just oozing out like it was a warm, like warm honey coming out from something. You know, the way how you trickle warm honey, it just oozes down. That's the way how I felt. And everybody, all the musicians, they must have had that chilled time in there. You know, I've always said it must be really, really hard for a musician to play their music, especially when they're confronted with an amazing singer. And that self-professionalism of controlling oneself when you have that particular artist that you are supporting. How does one control themselves and not get lost in the music, but concentrate and playing your part within that music structure? I have no idea, but what I do love, I am thoroughly enjoying it, and I can't wait for more performance from this particular artist. Hats off, really, really lovely. And for that reason, I salute you. Boomer!
Baby